everybody. Welcome to the Grand Prix Review, a forum-type programme to analyse everything we've just seen in the main action of Formula One, and I need a lie down. I honestly do. We've got about 10-15 minutes to wrap up everything that happened in the race as well before I've got to go in and get ready for the Grid Network show. So let's go through the race as we saw it and start off with our top three. And I think Lewis Hamilton is one of the greatest of all times, and possibly, if the greatest of all time, 25 places. He's been penalised completely this weekend, and he has taken a surprise victory here today at the Grand Prix of Sao Paulo. It's been a fantastic race weekend for this championship as well. It has been one of the greatest I've ever remembered in terms of drama, controversy as well, and just everything going wrong. But what a race. First of all, the sprint race yesterday was exciting because we had Lewis Hamilton coming from 20th on the grid, racing up the order. He finished 5th in the sprint race. That meant he still had his 5-place grid penalty for his new internal combustion engine, which means he started 10th on the grid in this race. Verstappen started 2nd, and he got a great launch compared to Bottas and led into turn 1. Bottas was forced off the track by Perez after a mistake at Casino de Laga. That put Red Bull 1-2. Put Bottas 3rd, and Hamilton went up to 7th. Then the safety car came out due to debris at turn 1 with Tsunoda and Stroll when their front wing damage. So the safety car came out. Then the virtual safety car came out twice for more wing damage. Second time for Stroll as well. And that just allowed everybody to have a free pit stop. Bottas went for a free pit stop. It didn't work out. That gave the lead back to Verstappen, but crucially had Hamilton in the middle of it all as well. And then it all came together with Hamilton doing a late pit stop to put on new hard tyres. Red Bull thought they did the undercut, but this time the overcut worked as Hamilton pitted late and got out ahead and took an incredible victory as well. But let's just talk about what actually was required to make that overtake. It was building for a couple of laps, wasn't it? But lap 46 of the race as well, the crucial double manoeuvre that Max Verstappen did to block against Lewis Hamilton, and then Hamilton swung around the outside down into Casino de Laga with the DRS open. Verstappen opens up the steering wheel and lets them just drift out onto the track as well, off-track excursion. Verstappen basically forced Hamilton off the track, and the stewards looked at it and said, no investigation necessary. We know that now because both the drivers went off the track and both gained an advantage, but it was the fact that Verstappen forced Hamilton off the track in the first place, so I don't know why that keeps not wanting to be investigated by the stewards. It's quite confusing. Going down, the next lap, Hamilton again went left, right, left again, and overtook Verstappen, got the lead in a fantastic fight, but Verstappen was given the black and white flag for moving more than 3 times. That's where you go once to defend, once to regain your racing line. That's legal. You move a 3rd time, then you get the black and white flag, and that is what happened. Very fair as well. But no investigation necessary. That's going to split the fandom, but nobody can deny, no matter if you're a Verstappen fan or a Hamilton fan, whatever, from the pure motor racing side of being a fan right here on this commentary box, that is a great drive from Lewis Hamilton. 25 grid penalties for an honest mistake on that rear wing, and he's come back to win the race. That is mind-boggling. That is a great win. It's also the furthest back this race has ever been won by. 10th on the grid. The previous was Giancarlo Fisichella, 2003. He started 8th on the grid and won the race. It was very wet that day as well, but still a great, great run. So the top 3 sees Hamilton, Verstappen and Bottas. Bottas, I think, Charles Leclerc was awarded with the fastest lap, a 1:11.010. Perez got the fastest lap. No, that's not right. It's Leclerc who's got the fastest lap, not Perez. So, yeah, Leclerc gets the No, it's just changed on my own monitor. Okay. The stewards can't make their minds up 20-30 minutes after the race either, it seems. So it's Sergio Perez who gets the fastest lap of the day, gets a bonus point as well for Red Bull in the Constructors' Battle. So it's 1:11.010. For driver of the day, Lewis Hamilton as well. Fastest pit stop, again, went to Mercedes with a 2.4 second stop. Okay, let's go through it and take a look at the results from the Brazilian Grand Prix. These are all provisional, but expected to be official. Let's go through them from back to front. Lance Stroll finished in 20th. He retired with 24 laps of the race to go with damage to the car resulting from the Tsunoda accident as well and something blowing off the side of his car. Suspension damage, floor damage, just retired. Danny Ricciardo, we understand it was electrical. and they want to try and save the engine going forward, so that's why he retired. Schumacher and Mazepin 18th and 17th, 2 laps down over on the board. Again, a difficult weekend for Haas. We did think it would be. Going further up, Latifi 16th as well. He was just nowhere all day. Williams had a shocker this weekend as well. Latifi right back down there as well. Tsunoda coming back from that contact, of course, at the end of lap 2 with his bad front wing. He got back up there and did a 15th fastest time. Giovinazzi 14th ahead of Russell 13th. Great job from Russell today to fight back from an 18th starting position in qualifying. He's really jumped up there. Raikkonen 12th. Vettel 11th. So close to the points, but that goes to Lando Norris, who was only 4 tenths behind Alonso at the line, and Norris finishing in 10th then into the points we get. Alonso 9th, now gets the most overtakes this year as well, 114 to Vettel's 112, so they lead that cryptocurrency battle of the overtakes of the year. Further down, Ocon finished in P8 as well. Great race for him. He had some great overtakes as well. Pierre Gasly, who finished in P7. Gasly as well, one of my drivers of the day. And Ocon, some great manoeuvres. Sainz made contact at the start with Lando Norris. It gave Lando Norris a puncture, so it's equally good that Lando came back up from 20th, saved by the safety car actually. He got back up there into P10, so great race for him. Further down, Charles Leclerc P5. They nearly made contact again, the two Ferraris. They did it in 2019, and they nearly did it here again on lap 1. Leclerc and Sainz nearly making battles, contact. Perez as well. Perez P4, fastest up of the race as well. Played the team game again today and asked for Verstappen to give him the DRS. Didn't, so he got swamped by the two Mercedes. Bottas P3, again, wingman game. However, he did say, we've just thrown away a perfectly good 1-2, and he was right because he finished in 3rd, so that's angered Verstappen. That's angered Bottas, sorry. Verstappen for 2nd, and understandably, a difficult race for him today as well. He seemed to have to go above and beyond the limit to try and defend against Lewis Hamilton. Got a warning for it, should have got a penalty for it as well. But finishes in P2, throws away a big opportunity to get one hand on the championship. Now, Lewis Hamilton starting to close that gap down again with 3 races to go. It's still all to play for, and I reckon the next 2 races, Lewis is going to come back with some big optimism here. It's going to be a great one, which means the winner of this race, as you already know, Lewis Hamilton. He won the race in the end by 10.5 seconds. That is how brilliant he did in the last 10 laps as well. So to go through the order once again, from top to bottom, it's Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly, Ocon, Alonso, Norris, Vettel, Raikkonen, Russell, Giovinazzi, Tsunoda, Latifi, Mazepin, Schumacher, Ricciardo, Stroll as well rounds out the results. Now let's get to the championships, the bit that we're all looking forward to here as well. Just got to press the buttons here. Get your questions in as well if you want to ask anything. The championship, Max Verstappen leads now on 332.5 points to Lewis Hamilton's on 318.5. So that's closing up nicely. We thought it'd be 36 point, maybe even 40 point gap. It's reducing now to less than the 19 we came in with. Lovely jubbly for an F1 fan. Bottas third, 203 points now. World clear of Sergio Perez. Lando Norris retakes 5th in the standings as well, away from Charles Leclerc. 151 points for Lando. Charles Leclerc 148. He's now taking the lead over Carlos Sainz in that little Ferrari battle on 139. Daniel Ricciardo, no point scored today. He stays on 105 in 8th. Gasly, P9. He's on 92 points. Alonso, P10. Now still on the second page. He gets 62 points. Ocon on 50. Vettel, 42. Stroll, 26. Tsunoda, 20. Russell, 16. Raikkonen, 10. Latifi, 7. Giovinazzi 1, and still nil points for Schumacher, Kubica, and Mazepin on the running order. In the Constructors' Championship, this is how we see it now. With a great job from Mercedes, they now lead the championship by 11 points in the Constructors on 321.5 to Red Bull's 510.5. And then Ferrari now move ahead of McLaren in the Constructors' Championship. They're on 285 to McLaren's 256. Alpine on 112, the same as AlphaTauri. So with Gasly finishing 7th, Ocon 8th, Alonso 9th as well, they somehow still have the same points. They came in, correct me if I'm wrong, 106 points between each other. They leave on 112, both picking up 6 points today. So I find that quite comical. Further down as well, Aston Martin 68, Williams 23, 11 for Alfa Romeo, scoring no scoring points today with Raikkonen Giovinazzi. So it's still 1 point from last weekend in Mexico for Raikkonen, helping them out there. No points on the board for Haas either as well, with no points for Schumacher or Mazepin, obviously. Okay, there we go then. That is the complete race results we've had here from this fantastic Grand Prix of Brazil. We are second race in our triple header. Now we make an 18,000-mile journey. Maybe 180,000, maybe even more. I don't know how big it is, but it's a big trip now to get all this up out of Brazil and over to Qatar. Get the cars over as well. It's going to be a big lug as well. 5 days' time, we go racing again for the first time at the Losail International Circuit. Those of you who watch my channel would have seen it already with MotoGP running the 2 races there earlier on this year, with Qatar usually being the season opener for MotoGP. Now it's a twilight race, so we'll start in the day, end in the dark for Formula 1, and it's going to be a great race in the desert. I'm looking forward to it as well before we take a 2-week break before going to Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi to round out the season. So, 19 chapters are complete in this Formula 1 championship battle of Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Just 3 chapters remain, and it is still anybody's guess who's going to take this year's World Championship. My thanks to all of you for watching and taking part this weekend as well. Hopefully, we'll have normal systems back operational in Qatar, but I'm going to be working on that all weekend long. But join us on the Grid Network as well at 8:30 p.m. British time as well. And don't forget to go to Josh Plays on his race control chat as well for all of the wrap-up after I'm finished on here as well. Well, thanks to you all for watching. We'll see you next week in Qatar. We've wrapped up MotoGP today. We've said goodbye to Valentino Rossi. One legend retires, another rises. Lewis Hamilton, still I rise. Thanks for your company. We'll see you in Qatar in 5 days' time. Good night to you all.